this day is gonna take literally an eternity.
3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gents, today we're gonna answer the question, can you install a C8 exhaust in a one-car garage with no lift? As you can see, we have the car inside the garage. We have a little bit of room on each side. What is that, maybe about 2 to 3 feet. We have 2 floor jacks and some jack stands. So the idea is we're gonna lift the car up with the floor jacks. We're gonna put the 2 jack stands underneath, leave all 4 of these to support the weight of the car. We're gonna add this wheel chock to the front so the car doesn't roll anywhere. And with that being said, I think we'll be able to then do the whole job because you don't really have to go under the vehicle. Once you lift the lift gate here, you'll notice that the exhaust manifolds are literally like right here. So you access them through this, which we're gonna remove. You're only working with the back half of the car. As you can see here, this is the exhaust. These 2 flanges at the bottom will attach in the furthest back portion. This piece right here is gonna be right underneath. You can actually view it through that little mesh portion. And then you got your 2 tailpipe sections. So it's not that big a job. It's all gonna take place right here. And I think me and my friend here, Christian, will get it done. Some of the other tools that we're going to be using today, we got jacking pucks. I bought a magnetic dish to put all the screws and bolts in so we don't lose any. We have an entire array of tools. I got my socket sets.
That's not a set, it's just random sockets. That's not a set.
Random sockets.
You got a couple.
Other things we're going to need, we obviously have the clamps that come with the exhaust, and we have these simulators. What these will do is stop the check engine light from coming on, because this system is not an active valved system. It's just a standard, straight exhaust. I chose to go with this exhaust that doesn't have those valved systems because realistically, even on this car, which is valved, the valves are always open. Like, never did I drive the car with the valves closed. So it's not like I'm looking for a quieter exhaust. I'm actually looking for something that's a little bit louder. With that being said, you ready, buddy?
I'm ready to go.
We're gonna start getting this ready and see if we can get this done. All right, so we got a jacking puck on it. Do you want to roll the one jack over? Which one you want? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Start lifting her up. Alright, you're already on it.
How's the clearance? It's not horrible, right?
Alright, wheels off the ground. Dave's under there jacking up the second side.
But where does this jack start? Christian, you're gonna have to go much higher. Alright.
Alright, that's good.
If you come down, right, very, very slowly. Pretty much step 1 is now complete. We put a wheel chock in the front. This way the car doesn't roll anywhere once we lift it up. We do have the car supported by 2 jacks and 2 jack stands. I'm not gonna show you where I put the jack stands because technically in the owner's manual it says not to put them where I put them, but it's definitely safe, it's fine. And we're not gonna be under the vehicle anyway. So we're good. Next step, let's take the wheels off. How you doing over there, bud? Alright, tires are off. 3 7mm screws.
We messed up. He's wearing black gloves. I got blue gloves.
The company I bought this exhaust from, Paragon Performance, put a great video up online on how to do this install. I actually watched that video many times, so I pretty much know exactly what we have to do. And based on something I learned when I was a little kid, my father used to always tell me, if you can read, you can do anything. So it's even easier these days because you don't have to even know how to read. You can just go on YouTube and you can watch, and then you can just mirror what they do. 7mm.
So what we got right now is one more bolt that's left in here. The bolt is probably right around here somewhere?
It is.
It's up in here.
It's up in here.
Right? And it's holding the bumper on, and you're getting your hand in there. It's been about 20 minutes on this.
One bolt.
See these gloves? Have you seen these gloves?
I'm finally getting it. Got it. This 10mm bolt is up in here. And you gotta use a ratcheting wrench to get it. Not easy to access. And then what was happening is I would try to take it off, and you can't loosen it once it's loose by your finger. You literally have to use this the entire time. So I'm ratcheting it off. The wrench would fall off. I'd put it back on and I tighten it back down. And I flip-flopped like that, like what, 4 times?
Yeah.
How long are we working on this one bolt?
Half an hour.
Half an hour, one bolt. Now we gotta do the one on the other side. What time is it? Let's see how long this side takes us. Now that we know what we're doing.
11:50.
11:50. All right, cool. Where are we at time-wise?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Look at this. What takes a half hour on one side of the car takes 5 minutes on the other side. And there's like a wacky wiring harness in here. Here, let me show you. Let me show you what we're working with. I'm gonna pull this back. And if you look up, there's a stud right there. I hope I'm getting it on camera. That's where the bolt is that you have to get, which is like right in here. Use T15 bit and ratchet through 16 screws. How many do we got?
I didn't get the one on the end cap.
All right, me and my friend have to remove the bumper now. Apparently this is gonna slide off. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there we go.
You got the bumper?
Sort of. You see that plug down there? That comes apart. Or would you rather hold the car up?
Rather hold the car up.
All right, so come on the other side of me.
Okay.
And just hold it as steady as you can.
The instructions were wrong. It said one friend.
I was just thinking the same thing. I never know how these plugs work.
See how there's that clippy thing?
You need like a little screwdriver or something. These things are a pain in the neck. Like I'm really be able to do it holding a camera with you guys holding the bumper.
You good over there?
Fantastic.
We're getting real low with it, huh?
I'll give you some room.
Do you want higher, lower, closer, shorter?
Unbelievable. Here, do me a favor. I'm gonna hold it. Christian, get in there.
You got it?
I got it. Oh. Get in there. You're gonna press down that plastic silver part.
You come down a little bit? Thank you.
Press that little silver thing down, and then you just pull. It comes right off. See how easy it is?
Oh yeah.
Push down hard. Now unlock it.
She's unlocked.
Ooh, that's a good click. Not good enough.
Good?
Stupid thing.
Is it
One
just
more,
force?
one more.
You have another one?
Yeah.
Wait, did you do the second one?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All right, so if this pulls out, press this. Nice.
Got it?
I got it.
Oh,
You can
thank
let go.
God.
Oh, thank God.
The rear fascia is now off the vehicle. So next steps are going to be to take this portion out to get to the flanges for the exhaust. Take the exhaust off, put the new stuff on, and then just reverse everything that we just did. So far, the hardest parts are the one bolt on the passenger side, which took like a half hour.
Right here.
Ironically, is that where it is?
Where it goes?
Yeah, that's the stud. So you're reaching a 10 millimeter nut on this from the bottom. Ironically, that one was harder than this one was, and this one had this big wiring harness here. Besides that, the clips were probably the hardest part. Just trying to undo these clips and push this on and just... It sounds easy, you just slide the tab out and unplug, but it was a little bit of a fight. But that's what the car looks like with the rear fascia off.
Fascia.
Before we go any further, we're going to leave a mark. We're not going to forget. We're going to put a Dave B. Sells Chevy sticker on here. This way, if anyone ever does this in the future after I don't own the car, if it gets to that point...
That's good.
Oh no. Real slippy.
That's where it's going.
Now we got the Dave B mark on the car forever. Let's put this inside as well.
These coming off too?
This whole thing comes off. Should have bought the intake too. I could do it at the same time.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're making good progress. We pretty much have everything exposed and off. The next steps is going to be to actually take the exhaust flanges off. I think once we do that, then we got to take the hangers off, and then we're going to support the weight of that exhaust because it weighs 75 pounds, and we're going to slide it out. Once we do that, it's just putting everything else back together. It's on this side. Okay, we didn't drop it. Here's a problem.
We gotta get vice grips or something.
I'm taking, this is a 15 millimeter socket. No, what is it? A nut.
Yeah, it is.
It's a 15 millimeter nut like this one, but when I'm unscrewing it, this whole post unscrewed from the back flange. I thought it broke for a second. I'm glad it didn't. So I'm imagining I could just put this back in, but I don't know why this is like seized on. It wasn't coming off at all. These are some of the issues that you just run into. You kind of figure it out as you go. But it's enough to make your heart stop. We got these two off at least. We have two off on here. We need one more that we got to take off.
I got my bolts off.
So now, this. Now what?
It's good. I'm glad she's recording this.
There's a hanger there.
Hang it back.
How'd you get that off from that side? I have to watch the video again.
Yeah. Good. Whew.
Alright, now I just need my friend to help me support the exhaust.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Grab that side. Can you grab that side?
Like this?
What is it stuck on?
I don't, actually I'm not holding it. I'm holding this now.
Hold on, we gotta come back in on your side. It's stuck somewhere. We got it.
There you go.
Who needs a lift? Alright, here. Just tilt it your way. And then get out from under this stupid thing.
Come over your face. What do you got?
Yeah, why not? Here is the 75-pound stock dual mode exhaust. All this will get replaced with what you see here. It's gonna sound great, hopefully. It's been a little bit of a job. What time you got?
It's after 1.
What time is it?
It's after 1.
After 1 o'clock. So we started at 11, we think? 12, 1, so 2 hours, could that be?
Yeah, I
Only
guess.
2 hours, it's not horrible, considering we're in a garage with no lift. I just spoke to my cousin Tom on the phone. He's a Volkswagen tech. He's been doing it for forever, 20 years. So he explained to me that this is fine, what happened here. That when I loosened it, I just took the whole stud out of the portion that was still down here on the exhaust. That part right there. So we're gonna screw it back in there. And he said just once we line up the new exhaust, just use this and tighten it down the same way and it should be fine.
I need the exhaust to go that way.
You need to go which way?
This way.
This way. So if you use that. We're getting there, folks. We ran into a problem, and I think it's a factory problem. I think the 15 millimeter nut that they have on this exhaust flange was cross-threaded. Earlier, I used the 15 millimeter socket. We took to take the nut off, but the whole stud came out. So right now, I'm actually using a 7 millimeter socket on the tip of the stud to try to put it in that way. And I just dropped the socket. Which happened like 4 times so far. But we're getting there. We have like what looks like 3 to 4 threads left, and then that stud is all the way in. And hopefully, when we tighten down the other side, everything kind of lines up, and we'll be good. I tell you what, man, I gotta give credit to technicians. Give me a sales desk all day. I'll hang out there. I get it, they have a lift and they have the right tools and everything else, but as a hobby, this is fun. As a career, you know, I'll tell you what, they work hard. Grab yourself a V-band, grab yourself a muffler assembly. Which way does this go?
You want it to be on the front so it's easy to install?
What do they do? Yeah. So that's on. How does this actually go on here? I have about as loose as I can get it before it falls off.
I thought they had it on this piece first. But no, is this one?
So there we go. Oh, look at that.
Want to let go of this?
I guess that will.
Got it?
Yeah. So rear fascia is back on. We had a quick issue with the other GoPro, the battery's dying. It's getting frustrating, it's a long day. What time is it? 4? We're putting the rear fascia back on. I'm leaving this interior panel off, the one in here. This way we can hear if there's any exhaust leaks or anything like that. Then I can put that stuff back on later. But now we're gonna reverse what we did before, put the 16 top bolts in first.
What was it like working with Dave B? Me and Dave did a lot of projects like this. This one was another great success. A lot of laughs as usual, and as usual you're gonna bump into a few hard times. Some bolts don't want to come off, but we got through it. Hardest part, getting your hands into small spaces where these bolts are, not having to lift when you should be lifting the car up, but we got it done. If I could change anything about what we did today, what would I have done? I would say putting the gaskets on. What we were doing is we were watching a movie, going through the process of installing the exhaust, and they didn't mention these gaskets. We got to the end of the exhaust installation and we were looking for these little parts to put on, and we found 2 gaskets. Hopefully they're not needed.
There's no regrets. I mean, when you do a job like this, you kind of understand that you're gonna come across things that you do incorrectly. I don't know if Christian mentioned earlier, we get the whole job basically done and then realize there was 2 gaskets that we didn't put on. So, you know, do you want to rip the whole car apart to put the 2 gaskets on? I don't know. I called my cousin Tom. He's a technician for 20-something years. He knows his stuff. The car is relatively new. It's not like the gaskets are worn out. We did break the seal, so you should probably put a new gasket there. He told us as soon as you start it, you'll know, you'll hear.
Best part is getting done, and in about 5 minutes, hopefully we're gonna go for a ride and see what it sounds like.
It should add a little bit more power to the car, which is cool. It should sound a little bit louder, which is what I was looking for. I was looking for more volume, like at idle, when you're just going slow speeds. So hopefully it has that. We'll find out once we drive around town.
So we did this whole thing just to change from squares to circles? That's what you're telling me? The whole thing?
The moment of truth, we're gonna start it up.